Hi folks, Lee Pacchia here, and you are watching the Markman Minute, where we talk about all things at the intersection of intellectual property law and investing. I'm joined now, as always, by Gaston Krug. He is a contributor to IP Flow, and he is an attorney working in Brooklyn. Gaston, welcome to the program. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, hi, how you doing, Lee? Thanks for having me.
Sure thing. So we're talking about hepatitis C today. So I guess we're looking at another case of importance to the international pharma industry. Isn't that right?
That is right. It's actually it's a very interesting story from an IP angle, but also from a commercial angle. It's really miraculous what some of these drug companies have been able to do in terms of achieving 99% cure rates for hepatitis C, what was previously considered an uncurable condition, and requiring liver transplants in a lot of cases. So a really hot issue, both from an IP perspective, but also from a pharmaceutical public health perspective as well.
So what are the companies and what are they fighting about?
So really the upcoming event that I think is of most interest in the near term is a trial between Merck, which is obviously a pharmaceutical company that everybody knows, and one of biotech's darling companies, Gilead Sciences. And it really centers around Merck's attempt to get a royalty from Gilead for sales of Gilead's blockbuster drugs called Sovaldi and Harvoni, which are the leading treatments for hepatitis C. And Gilead obviously has been in the news with respect to the pricing of these drugs. I believe at one point it was about $84,000 for a course of treatment, and they've been called into Congress at various points to speak about that issue as well. But coming up in the Northern District of California, which is the San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland area, is going to be a jury trial kicking off in March, where Merck is arguing that Gilead's treatments infringe a couple of patents that were owned by a company that Merck acquired. So really they're going for a royalty on these sales, and you're talking about drugs that generate literally billions of dollars, sometimes in a month.
So when is it, what's the date that everyone needs to be looking for, and where's this trial being held?
It's being held, like I said, in the Northern District of California, which is the San Jose, San Francisco, Oakland area. The actual trial, I believe, is scheduled to kick off in the middle of March and wrap up by then. The parties have asked for 10 days of trial time. And, it really all kicked off when Merck sent Gilead a letter saying they wanted a 10% royalty on sales. Gilead turned around and actually filed this as a declaratory judgment, arguing that these patents are invalid and that they don't infringe them. So, this is a situation that's been percolating over the last couple of years, and it looks like Merck's going to have it stay in court.
Yeah, so if you're holding on to Merck stock or Gilead stock, what are you thinking right now?
It's definitely something that you want to keep track of. Obviously, these are very large companies with a lot of products in the pike. I think from an investor perspective, you're going to want to, if you're an investor in Gilead, you want to see just how well Gilead is going to be able to insulate itself from these types of attacks on their sales. Conversely, if you're a Merck holder, you want to see some evidence that Merck's investment in the hepatitis C market and patents that could be read upon the hepatitis C market is worth it, because the company that's the patents that Merck's asserting is only one of at least two companies that Merck purchased. And the suspicion was that they purchased those companies just as much for their patents in the hepatitis C area as for the technology.
Good stuff. Gaston, thank you for your time today, sir.
All right, thank you, Lee. Good seeing you.
That's Gaston Krug from Markman Advisors. If you'd like to see more of the stuff we're working on, be sure to go check us out online. You can find us under MimesisLaw.com under the IP Flow tab. You can also find us on Twitter, LinkedIn, and Facebook. I'm Lee Pacchia. Thanks for watching. Judge, I have to ask, who would you like to see replace Justice Scalia on the Supreme Court?
Well, there's someone on the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Eighth Circuit who I think would be great. Her name is Judge Jane Kelly, honors graduate of Duke, honors graduate of Harvard, federal public.